Hello everyone and welcome back to Everything Tech, and today we're taking a look at the 6th generation iPod Touch. So yes, I did say that correctly, the 6th generation iPod Touch. This one was just released in July, the 15th of July, I believe, and here we have the special edition product red, and here we have it. Here we can see it on the side, nice beautiful red color, and I'm not sure if all the letters are color keyed to the different iPods, but this one, being that it is product red, has the red lettering and that red Apple logo down at the bottom there, and here on the side it says product red special edition. And of course some of the proceeds made on this iPod will go to the benefit of preventing or treating AIDS in Africa, which is also a really great cause. Now this comes in 4 different configurations. Now it comes in 16, 32, 64, and 128, and you should be able to see the pricing on screen now, and there's brand new colors now, and I will be showing you some sample pics that I take so you can see the kind of quality the pictures take. So we're just going to get started by peeling it back here in this little green arrow. Apple typically does this with their packaging. Here we have a little arrow and it tells you which way to peel, so all you have to do is just peel this back like that. And there's 2 stickers on here. There's one in the front, one in the back, but it's easier if you just peel the front and then just peel this back like that. And I'm going to set this down, readjust my angles, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, so here is our iPod Touch. So we're just going to pull it out of its case here, and as traditional Apple styling is designed by Apple in California. So we're just going to pop this open here, and we do have our product red card, and I'm trying to do this here without moving anything. So here we are. I'm just going to leave this here so you guys can read it, because I've always wondered what it said, and it's in French and English. So moving along, we do have iPod Touch. This is like a quick start guide type thing, and it just shows you all the basic functions of the iPod, and of course our iPod Touch info, and on the back, or this whole card should be your limited warranty or user guide, or anything like that. And of course, main event, the Apple stickers. Alright, moving along inside the box, we have our standard Lightning to USB cable, and of course our Apple earbuds. I believe they're called earpods, and these are the standard earpods without the remote. They don't have the remote, so I'm gonna just show you that. Peel this back, and as you can see there's really no sign of a remote. So here is the iPod in its case, or little cradle. So what we're gonna do is just peel back the plastic. Now that we have the plastic peeled, all you have to really do now is just pop it back like that, and it comes out. So here is our iPod Touch product red, and you know it's a product red because down here it does say product red iPod Touch. And I forgot to mention that this is a 64 gigabyte version, and there is our home button. One thing to note is that this iPod Touch does not come with Touch ID, although most people really expected the iPod Touch to come with Touch ID. I think they didn't add it for expense purposes, keeping it price point really low. On the bottom of the iPod, we see that it has a 3.5mm headphone jack, it has the lightning connector, and the speaker grill. Taking a look at the back of the iPod, we see the protruding camera there and the 8-megapixel camera, along with the microphone and the flash. Here, this little black spot is actually the radio. This allows the iPod to communicate to the wireless network and Bluetooth devices, because if that wasn't there, the aluminum would stop the connections from going through. And of course on the back iPod, there's really no sign of capacity, so we're just going to set this up. And the home button's up top. I forgot to mention that. So just pressing down the home button, and you should be able to turn it on. And here we are greeted with hello in Spanish and different languages. So we're just gonna slide. Next, we're gonna pick our language, English, United States as our region. And I'm gonna choose my network, and I'll be right back. And now it's just saying this may take a few minutes to set up our iPod location service. I'm going to enable it, set up as a new iPod Touch, although you can restore from an iCloud backup or restore from an iTunes backup. Now, if you choose iTunes, you're gonna have to connect it to your computer. But I'm gonna do new iPod Touch for now. I'm going to skip this step, and just terms and conditions, you just want to agree, and then agree once more. Create a passcode. I'm not going to create a passcode because it's going to be a hassle, so we're just going to continue. I do want to use Siri and diagnosis and usage. I could send it to them and share with app developers. Welcome to iPod, and it's a snappy new iPod. So here we have the 6th generation iPod Touch, and we're just going to take a look at around some features that it comes with. Now, the difference between this one and the 5th generation is, of course, faster processors. This one here claims to have a 10 times faster graphics processing unit, which means you'll be able to play all the latest games without any lag. Now, it does have a 64-bit processor, which is the first time an iPod receives a 64-bit processor, assuming, of course, this is a 64-bit processor found in the iPhone 6. Now, the processor in this iPod is clocked at a 1.1 gigahertz, although the native clock speed of this processor is 1.4. It is downgraded in order to save money, I believe. I'm not sure exactly why they might have done that. But the CPU is 6 times faster than that in the previous model, which was the A5 processor, and it also supports metal, which means you'll receive better gameplay. It's sporting a new 8 megapixel camera, which of course I have already used, and of course it does take really nice pictures. Also new to the iPod Touch is slow motion video. You're now able to capture 720p video at 120 frames per second, and you're going to be able to slow it down. This iPod Touch comes stock with iOS 8.4 right out of the box, but you'll be able to upgrade to iOS 9 once it comes out in the fall, and hopefully it'll be ready for future upgrades. Now again, this iPod Touch does come in 6 different colors. It comes in black, gold, silver, pink, blue, and of course the Apple exclusive product red. Now it starts off at $199 for the base model, which is a 16 gig configuration. 32 gigs costs $249, and 64 gigs cost $299. Now an Apple Store exclusive would be the 128 gig, which will run you about $399. The height of the iPod Touch is 4.86 inches with a width of 2.31 inches, and it only weighs a mere 3.10 ounces or 88 grams. And it's only 0.24 inches thick, so it's really thin actually. Now moving along to the display, it is a Retina display, 4-inch diagonal, and multi-touch IPS technology. The resolution of this display is 1136 by 640 at a 326 pixels per inch, and an 800:1 contrast ratio, and it also sports an oleophobic fingerprint resistant coating. Again, like I said, it does come with the A8 chip, which supports 64-bit architecture, but it also comes with the M8 coprocessor, which measures how many steps you've taken. With that M8 coprocessor, you get the Health app, which measures how many steps, or tells you how many steps you've taken today. So today I've taken that many steps. Moving along to the camera, I just want to get a little in depth to the camera. It does come with an 8 megapixel iSight camera with tap to focus, and it does autofocus as well too, and an f2.4 aperture with a 5-element lens. Video recording is 1080p HD video at 30 frames per second, and it does sport tap to focus while recording, so you can be recording your videos and you tap and it will focus. Now the front camera is a 1.2 megapixel camera with an f2.2 aperture, which means you'll be able to get more light in your videos or selfies, and it does support 720p HD video recording. The footage you are now looking at is directly from the front-facing camera of the 6th generation iPod Touch. As you can see, it does pretty well for a 720p camera and only a mere 1.3 megapixels. It also has HDR for photos and videos and improved face detection. It also has burst mode as well, so you can turn on the selfie camera, and now you can take lots of photos. Moving on to wireless, this iPod Touch sports an 8.2.11 8BGN and AC Wi-Fi technology and Bluetooth 4.1 technology. And compared to the previous iPod, the battery in this iPod is slightly bigger, giving us about 40 hours of music playback and 8 hours of video playback. Sensors include a 3-axis gyro and an accelerometer, which was previous in the older system, in the older version. And it comes with all the stock apps you may want. And it also comes with the free iMovie, Pages, Keynote, and all those other apps you can always get in the App Store. That's it for our little in-depth look at our iPod Touch. Thank you all for watching, and see you in the next one.